So we all know the typical books that you should get if you're involved in real estate, or if you're looking to get involved in real estate. I mean, we know that you should get, The Millionaire Real Estate Investor, The Millionaire Real Estate Agent by Gary Keller. Those are the typical go-to real estate books, but in this video, I'm not talking about those books. I'm gonna name 5 books that don't necessarily have to do with real estate, but will drastically increase your chances of success as a realtor. What's up, you guys? My name is Lillian Chukwueze, and if you're new to my channel, welcome to the family. I drop multiple videos every week about real estate, entrepreneurship, and investing, so if any of those topics interest you, definitely subscribe to my channel, hit the like button on this video, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out when I drop the next video. So let's get into it. So if you've been following my channel, you guys already know I have to recommend this book called The Miracle Morning. I talk about this all the time because how you start your day is extremely important. How you wake up each day and your morning routine, or lack thereof, dramatically affects your levels of success in pretty much every area of your life. So the book talks about 6 key things that you should do each and every morning to kickstart your day. And the acronym for it is called the SAVERS, S-A-V-E-R-S. And it stands for this. S stands for silence, so you should start every morning with a period of purposeful silence for at least 5 minutes, just to kind of allow yourself to get into the flow of what your day has to come. Just to allow your mind to kind of settle and to prepare yourself for what's to come throughout the day. The next letter in the Miracle Morning is A, which stands for affirmations. So you got to program yourself to be confident and successful in everything that you do. Now the next letter is V for visualization. You should imagine what you want to achieve and mentally rehearse what you'll need to do in order to get there. The next thing you should do is E, which stands for exercise. Obviously, we know everything that comes with exercise, whether it be running, swimming, playing basketball, whatever you want to do, but you should get at least 10 to 15 minutes worth of exercise each and every day. Now, the next letter is R, which stands for reading. So you need to learn from experts and model the success of, successful people who have already achieved what you want to achieve. The next and final letter is scribing, which is basically just writing or journaling, and that enables you to document your insights as well as any areas of opportunity that you want to, take note of. And just to break it down a little further, how you create your affirmations is you really have to decide why you really want it, who you're committed to being to create it, and then obviously what you're committed to doing to attain it. Don't forget the action, because that's the biggest piece of it. Now, when it comes to visualization, you simply just visualize what you really want and visualize who you need to be in order to get what you want as well. When it comes to reading, it's pretty simple. You definitely want to read with a purpose. Take notes, make some highlights in your books. Just read with a purpose. Read with the intention of actually learning it, taking something from the book to apply in your real life. I know for me and my books, I definitely take a lot of notes. I underline all the time, and I even reread the best personal development and business books that I have. When it comes to journaling, you definitely want to get a journal and decide what you want to write. It could be anything from just being grateful to, any of the goals that you want to achieve. Now, the next book is actually called The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. Put a picture right here since I actually have it on Audible instead of the physical version. I actually prefer physical versions better. I really love this book, and it will literally change your life because it just talks about how small, seemingly insignificant decisions made consistently each and every day will have tremendous value and will completely change the trajectory of your life. So it really just harps on small choices and consistency plus time equals significant results. And that's really important because in today's society, we have the microwave mentality of how we want immediate results. And when it comes down to it, when we see like these big successful people, we don't realize that they put in, several hours each day for years at a time before they peaked at their success. So I think it's a really great book to help you understand that even the smallest bit of effort each and every day compounds to something huge. And the example that Darren Hardy gives in the book, he talks about 2 guys that make one small change that doesn't significantly change everything right away, but it changes over time. So he said that one friend basically decided to cut 125 calories from his daily intake, and one decided to add 125 calories. And he shows that over a period of time, over a couple months, nothing really changed, but over several months, I think up to like a year or 2, he saw that the one friend that cut 125 calories from his diet, which is literally maybe like a half a bowl of cereal, saw significant changes as time went on. Basically, the friend who continued to eat a surplus of 125 calories ended up being overweight, and the one who reduced his intake of 125 calories became a lot more lean. You can just see 125 calories is not a lot, but in about 2 years, that's when they started noticing the massive change that was happening, because that 125 calories in the one guy compounded time over time, year after year. So just a small thing like that, guys, it really just, puts things in perspective, that you really gotta understand that these little things that you do every day will add up, that you're looking forward to. And the compound effect does not discriminate. It can go in your favor or against your favor, depending on, the actions that you're taking. So like the guy that was, eating 125 calories extra, it went against his favor, but he's the one that decided to, move in that direction. Now, the next book I gotta talk about is How to Win Friends and Influence People. So this book is great because it gives you a breakdown of literally how to win friends and influence people in a good way. We're not looking to influence people in a manipulative, malicious way, only for positive. So one thing I want to highlight in this book are the 6 ways that Dale Carnegie talks about to get people to like you. So the first way to get people to like you is to just become genuinely interested in people. That's simply just by actually being interested in them, asking them questions about what they do, things of that nature. The second thing he talks about is simply smile. Sometimes we just go about life and we're not smiling. We don't realize how that can affect somebody, and how you smiling can put a smile on their face and change their whole attitude. So make sure you smile, guys. The third way that he talks about to get people to like you is to simply remember a person's name. It's very, very simple, but it's important, because if you remember somebody's name, whose name as humans do we like hearing the most? Ourselves. So the more that you say a person's name, and I've used this a lot when I'm talking, to homeowners and everything, and I just use their name a lot, and it just overall makes them feel a lot more comfortable, as if I know them a little bit better, and that naturally brings their guard down. So think about that. Next thing that he talks about is to simply be a good listener and encourage others to talk more about themselves, because the more they talk about themselves, again, the more that barrier comes down. The 5th way to get people to like you more is to simply talk in terms of the other person's interests. So if you know they like basketball, talk more about basketball. Again, simple things that just make you bring your guard down. And the last thing is to just make other people feel important, and do it sincerely. If they feel like they're not as important to you, then they won't really be receptive to what you have to say. It's kind of like that saying, I forgot how it goes, but something along the lines of, it's not what you do for people that they remember you, it's how you make them feel. Something like that. I don't remember these quotes too often, but you guys get what I'm saying. All right, the 4th book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Man, this book was dense. It was good, guys. So I'm gonna break it down for you guys really quick. Habit number 1 is be proactive. So basically start replacing reactive language with proactive language. Like, something like, he makes me so mad is reactive. But if you change it to proactive, you say something like, I control my own feelings. It's a difference. Second highly effective habit is to begin with the end in mind. So learn to visualize in good detail your own funeral, and who will be there, what they're gonna say about you, and how you've lived your life. Because that'll basically be an influence as to how you should or how you want to live your life. Because if you know at the end of the day, they're not gonna be saying positive things about you, then right then and there in your position right now that you start to change your life to, turn into exactly how you want people to remember you for. And make sure you guys stay to the end, because I'm gonna drop a bonus book that no real estate agent or investor, I don't even think people in the real estate world know too much about this book, but I'm gonna drop it anyway. So make sure you guys stay to the end for that book, because this book will literally change your online marketing game forever. So if you're ever thinking about learning about online marketing when it comes to real estate, you definitely want to stay tuned for this book, because it is going to blow your mind. It's going to change the way you run your real estate business online. All right, the 3rd habit that Stephen Covey talks about is to put first things first. Basically, he's saying that people need to stop procrastinating. Handle your priorities. Don't procrastinate. Have a time management system of the most important things to get done first, all the way down to the least important. Now, the 4th highly effective habit is to think win-win, meaning that both people win in a situation, an agreement, or whatever it is. So always think about mutually beneficial situations, especially when it comes to real estate. This is exactly what we do when we're talking to homeowners and we want to figure out why they're looking to sell. We want to figure out why they're looking to sell so we can now solve that problem that they're having with a solution that also makes sense for us. So definitely think win-win in life, in sales, business, everything. Always think a win-win situation. Now, the fifth habit is to seek first to understand, then to be understood. Unfortunately, we have selfish ways, so sometimes we want to just talk about how we want to be understood and do things so that we're understood. But when you're dealing with people, you really got to understand, since we are naturally selfish, when you're talking to somebody else, you want to get them to, you want to seek to understand what their issues are first. And that's a really successful habit, because that's what a lot of successful salespeople do. So obviously it works. They say 10% of our communication is represented by our words, 30% of our communication is represented by our sounds, and 60% is represented by our body language. So the sixth habit is to synergize, which basically means that you want to value the differences of other people and figure out ways to expand your perspective. When you're working in synergy, you're kind of bouncing ideas off of other people, collaborating, being open and encouraging others to be open as well. So just synergize. And then the last habit is to sharpen the saw. Obviously, life is about balance, and sometimes when one thing falls off, we gotta pick it up, and just try to keep those, just try to keep that in mind. Now, the fifth book is called The E-Myth. Put a picture right here. And I really like this book because it basically breaks down the fact that it doesn't matter what business you're creating, you need to focus on the idea of actually creating a business and not working in it, but working on it, instead of just creating a job for yourself. Because the worst thing you can do is pretty much get stuck doing small tasks every day. That is a recipe for disaster. So when it comes to my business, it's hard because I'm still growing, but in the back of my mind, I understand that I need to focus on building a business that will run itself versus me being forced to run my business each and every day. Because that's basically how you're able to scale a business, because you can't scale a business with yourself inside. A lot of times as entrepreneurs, we feel as though we're the only ones that can do these jobs, but in reality, there are other people that can do an even better job for a lot of the things that we're doing, if not all of them. And a bonus book that I'm not gonna talk too much about, but I wanted to lay it out here just for, real estate agents, real estate investors to start taking into consideration is The Traffic Secrets book by Russell Brunson. Now, funny enough, I haven't read it yet, so you guys are probably asking why I would recommend it. I actually purchased a lot of ClickFunnels stuff from Russell Brunson, and I've actually went through the Traffic Secrets course. So it's based on this, the book is based on the course. So I have a really good understanding of what it's about. I'm actually gonna read it just for a refresher. But I say that to say this. The reason why I'm recommending this Traffic Secrets book is because a lot of real estate agents, old school and new school, and investors, I don't feel like are taking advantage of the online world and figuring out how to drive traffic to either websites, landing pages, their Instagram page, whatever the case is. So really quick, the main focus that Russell talks about in this book are 7 main things, which are to identify your dream customers, build your dream 100, which are 100, dream people that you want to be surrounded by and, get a hold of their audience too. Learn to earn or buy your way into your dream audience, build a funnel, fill your funnel, create a hub, and do growth hacking. So I'm not gonna go too much into that. You guys can find a bunch of videos on that, but basically learn online marketing in the real estate world. That's all I'm saying when it comes to this book. But other than that, guys, I'm gonna drop my affiliate links for all the books down low in the description. So if you're interested in any of the books that I talked about, you can definitely get your hands on all of them down below. I don't know if I have a link to this, this Traffic Secrets book, but either way, I'm gonna put the links down below. If you guys want any of those books, definitely go ahead and purchase them. It'll help the channel out and it'll help me out. Literally, Amazon might throw me a couple cents for these books, but hey, I decided to just throw them out there anyway in case you guys were interested. I hope this video helps you guys out. I hope it's planting some seeds in your head and just filling your brain with more knowledge. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, please. Subscribe to the channel. And as always, hit the notification bell so you don't miss when I drop the next video. And don't forget to follow me on socials on Instagram and TikTok. I'll drop my links below. And until the next video, guys, I will see you later. Stay safe and stay blessed.